Border-Gavaskar drama is behind us, is what we thought, right?
Yeah.
And we were all anticipating the next big thing, which is the announcement of the squad for Champions Trophy. But cricket continues to be eventful as it was over the last few months. On Tuesday, we kind of heard that there were a few diktats to the players. Unofficial, nothing officially from the BCCI. But it has kind of drawn comparisons to, Kingshuk before the pod was saying, has BCCI become the new PCB in terms of, giving these diktats to the players? What are the diktats, Kingshuk? What were you, told in the morning? Let's tell our listeners and viewers. To set a bit more context, the BCCI is angry, it seems.
Yeah.
That's how Kingshuk has written, started his piece with inputs from our reporter Nitin Srivastava. Angry BCCI wants to, discipline the Indian team after the disaster of Border-Gavaskar Trophy.
Okay.
Kingshuk, what are the steps that the BCCI has reportedly, so according to sources?
Yeah, so sources have told us that BCCI is doing a full crackdown on the Indian team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Border-Gavaskar Trophy was quite bad for us.
Yeah.
So they are quite angry. Right?
The star players don't perform, you say families shouldn't come.
Yeah. So since the star players did not perform, what they want to do is that you cannot take your family for more than 7 days in a 2-week tournament and for more than 14 days in a 45-day tournament. So ICC tournaments में नहीं लेके जा सकते family को for more than 2 weeks. And family includes wives, girlfriends, papa, mummy, bhatija, bhanja, जो भी लेके जा रहा था.
Okay.
Angad Singh.
Assistants, your personal assistant.
Yeah, so
yes.
in the most
does
weirdest
that also
thing,
come under family or what?
I don't know. And the most weirdest thing was that specifically for Gautam Gambhir, head coach Gautam Gambhir, he cannot carry his personal assistant in the team bus.
Okay.
Neither can the personal assistant
Sit
stay
in the VIP
hotel
box.
Okay.
or the VIP box.
At the stadium. These are the diktats, Saurabh.
Yeah.
And also, there was another communication which said all players should travel together in the team bus and should be traveling together.
Was it not a norm before this?
It was.
It was, but there were some exceptions during a few recent series. Like we all know, Virat and Bumrah with their young families, opted to travel alone between cities. Like when they traveled between cities, they took separate chartered planes or whatever it was. They did not travel with the rest of the team. While Rohit kind of traveled with the rest of the team. He was probably a passenger throughout the series. That's another thing. But yeah. What do you make of these, Saurabh? Like you probably, as in like, is it like a bit harsh on the players? As in like, is it too strong from the board? If the sources are obviously right.
I don't understand this. Why I'm saying is this. So your players did not perform.
Yeah.
You should first look into the reasons why they did not.
Yeah, because they were traveling with family.
So, exactly.
Is that what?
Yeah, that is what BCCI has made into.
Yeah.
But if you see the actual reasons, there was technical failure for batters like Virat and Rohit. Their form was shady. They were not able to score runs. So it's better to ask them to play domestic cricket or whatever red ball cricket they can. Possibly in this packed schedule where you have to play an ODI series against England, and then the Champions Trophy, then the IPL, which nobody can miss if he's fit. So you should be looking at these things.
Yeah.
Having a crackdown at players' families, how is it going to help?
Yeah.
Because what I have read earlier, what I have heard earlier is when a player has his family by his side, if he comes from a bad day at the field, there are people sitting who know him, his wife, his girlfriend, his children, who can motivate him, and then he goes into on the second day in a test match with a fresh mind, or in the case of limited overs, the next match with a fresh mind.
Yeah.
But now you are saying, the players' families will not be there. Like Kingshuk said, if you are having a tournament of 14 days, not more than 7 days. If
45
days, then not more than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What is this?
You can decide the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
आगे करना है कि पीछे करना है.
That is something which I don't understand. How is that impacting the performance of a player?
But also context needs to be set here. Like Saurav said that players can come back and then they can be like a homely environment.
Yeah,
of
that is what
sorts.
I have been saying. I am not saying this. I have read.
No. I'm saying that the context need to be set for that. Is that this wasn't the case in Indian cricket for a very long time.
Okay.
It is Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma's relationship that changes this with Ravi Shastri on board. This Indian team was not allowed to carry their families with them on tours.
Are you definitely sure about that?
Yeah.
Because
I don't agree with this.
Tell me other instances where teams have carried families or wives.
Have you not seen Sachin Tendulkar traveling with his wife during those heydays?
I want to say that Anushka Sharma is that part of that sort of that team hotel dressing room kind of a thing.
Yeah, those rumors where people who want to spread rumors can say that Anushka picked the RCB 11 and all that. People can go on and say anything they want.
No, what I mean that what I mean by that is that like I don't think BCCI crackdown means that that they cannot come. Like obviously you can come and stay in Australia. Just stay in a different hotel than where the team is staying. Is what I mean.
No, my question is, rather than pinpointing specifics and all that, there are multiple players who want to travel with their family. We all of course understand. All of them had a young family. Rohit could have travelled with his family had he decided to do that, but he took a paternity leave before going there. But my question is, Saurabh, in events like the Olympics and all that, do you see families travelling with players? Do you have to be in a bubble? Do you have to be in a bubble?
To burst Kingshuk's bubble
they
here.
They do stay at a bubble, right? At Olympics in the village.
No, that's what I'm saying. Do you need to be in a mental bubble?
To burst Kingshuk's bubble first, Indian team was allowed to travel with their wives, and they used to travel with their wives. Apart from the World Cup, which was 2003 World Cup, where BCCI categorically banned the players from taking their wives and girlfriends.
Why did they ban?
For performance, because before that the New Zealand series was a disaster.
Haven't we heard stories of the 1983 World Cup where Sunil Gavaskar and Chris Srikanth were kind of booking their holiday tickets to the US, thinking that they will be crashing out early.
Right.
So from that stage, I think, and in your famous biopic of Kapil Dev of the 1983 World Cup winning team, Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh, as in Deepika was in the stands, right? So probably that kind of tells you, as in like it's not a new thing. That's what we are surprised at. Like it's always been a thing in Indian cricket.
What Kingshuk is right is when Virat and Anushka rose to prominence and under Ravi Shastri, there were special demands from players. We want our wives to be with us. We want special
team hotel mein,
special arrangements in the team hotel. That is what happened in 2018 when Virat was the captain and Shastri was the coach. Which again 2019 BCCI had a problem with this before the World Cup.
This was not the first time, and that has been released also. Thanks for that clarification, Saurabh.
This is a thing where it's less about the families, it's more about like BCCI taking control in their own hands, saying that I am clipping your wings now.
Of course.
And, calm down.
I think Sunil Gavaskar, he told us only, don't treat, he told India today, don't treat these superstars. Don't be, don't
be cheerleaders to the superstars.
Cheerleaders to the superstars.
Yeah.
Bring crack down, as in bring some sense of normalcy into the cricket. But I'm just asking, at the Olympics and all that, do you think players are staying with their families? Do you think it's should we look into it this much, or does it impact for performance? How do you think? As in like at the Olympics, you can't even have an extra contingent of a coaching staff member. Right. So that's probably for different reasons, for space and all that at a games village and all that. But should we read too much into this? That's my question.
No, it's simple. As Kingshuk said, the BCCI wants to clip the wings of the star players, because if you see how many of these cricketers carried their wives and families with them. Bumrah was one, KL Rahul was one, Virat was one. Rohit's wife just gave birth to a young kid. That's why she was not on that tour. So these are the three main cricketers. Apart from them, I don't think there was any other. D. Shetty's father was there, but I don't think he was staying with the father and mother. They were there on Australia, but he was sitting with the audience. So he was not getting any special treatment for that matter.
The funniest bit is about that Gautam Gambhir's secretary.
Yeah, that is what I'm surprised.
That is such an odd, specific thing to point out, which makes me think that, like, why was he in the team bus in the first place? Why was he in the VIP box in the first place?
How did we? So BCCI is now trying to clip the wings. Why did you first allow it? So before Gambhir became the coach, I read reports where it was said Gambhir will take over as India head coach only when his certain demands are fulfilled. I read the reports.
I thought those demands were about assistant coaches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I read the reports. I don't know how true were those reports and what were there in reports. Maybe this was also part of that report, that my personal secretary will travel with me. He will be part of the VIP.
So that probably tells you that the BCCI is not just miffed at the players.
Yeah.
It's kind of miffed at the entire system, like
absolutely
leadership group.
And it is also very interesting that it just comes after Jaisha leaves BCCI.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes you feel like that Jaisha was fine with he had a better bonding with the players where he could be like, yeah, chalo isko jane do. Just that our cricket should not be affected. And the second it happens under, let's say, Roger Binney and the new incoming secretary Saikia, and then they take a very harsh step, almost like stating, listen, your outside baggage is too much, outside influences are too much.
I'm
Get
sure,
back to cricket now.
I'm sure if Jaisha had been, don't forget that Jaisha was Jaisha led the message for domestic cricket, as in like he said, you guys have to play domestic cricket. Probably had he been part of this BCCI setup till now, he would have felt the same, because what happened in Australia was like, you lose series, you lose matches, that's fine, but the drama around that series was too much to take for even some Indian cricket fans, like, who have seen drama in the past, like your captain coming out and giving an interview. You say that we have issues in the dressing room. You say that I will see the pitch and say whether my captain plays or not. So many things happened. I think probably, I don't know whether how to look into this stuff.
But we still did not answer like if we feel it's right or not. Like,
so if you ask
it's a yes or no thing.
If you ask me, I don't have any problem with BCCI's decision. Why I am saying this? Because they are not banning the players' wives or girlfriends completely from any tour. They have decided that you will not be having them for the entire tour. BCCI might have taken it for a different thing. And it is also about the logistical issues, the financial issues, because as you said, that 150 plus kg, you have to pay
you have to pay extra if the luggage exceeds 150 kg.
So I believe BCCI is
15 किलो के ऊपर मेरे से इंडिगो 1000 रुपया मांग रहा है.
So I believe BCCI is right in this. They have the full right to take the calls when the results are not in favor of Indian cricket. Because at the end of the day, these players have to be accountable. And maybe this is one way of BCCI making them accountable, the star players. And maybe they have listened to Sunil Gavaskar. They are not going to be the next cheerleaders. They are going to take strict calls. Maybe. Because, at the end of the day, what matters is the result. In a year where you won the T20 World Cup, you had a horrible home series against New Zealand. And then after that, you were confident that we will outperform Australia. Somehow you will do it. Then your series, you are losing the series. Then Rohit Sharma gets dropped. There's too much drama over that. Rohit Sharma says, I dropped myself. Gautam Gambhir comes before that match and he said, I am very happy that we are 2-1. Australia winning 2, us winning 1. So all these things, when it comes out in the press, even the BCCI must not be very happy. We are the richest board and we give you everything possible to make sure that you give the best on the field. If you can't do that, then let us take a call. Let us make you accountable. And my biggest surprise is this Gautam Gambhir's personal assistant.
Like, are you surprised that he was there, or are you surprised that the call came
personal
to
manager,
remove him?
Personal manager.
I don't understand. Because I believe Gautam Gambhir is not the Prime Minister of India, that he has to have a personal manager sitting with him everywhere. He's a head coach. Rahul Dravid did not have a personal manager, as far as I know. Shastri did not have a personal manager. I don't remember any coach who had a personal manager. Why is Gambhir getting this treatment? So I am fully in agreement with BCCI. What about you guys?
Akshay said he does not agree, or do you agree?
No, in the days of 70-hour work week, 90-hour work week, I might sound a little old school here, but what I'm saying is, I don't think, as in like, if you're gonna be on a professional tour, yes, family support is okay, but I think the BCCI is right in saying that you can't have the players, as in the families, throughout the tour, because when you sign up for different professions, would you be allowed to spend time with your family when you're not at work, like when you're at work?
There is so much L&T vibe there.
And
that's probably where I said I find it personally. It's like, if say I have to, if my kid is sick one day, I can probably take a leave and go there. That I am allowed to do, but probably not mix both, because see, a young player in the squad, he would probably want to be around these big names at the end of the day's play. He would probably want to learn from them. And also when you're together, no, that kind of creates a different environment. There was a report which said the Indian team didn't even celebrate the Perth win together.
Yeah,
when you haven't celebrated,
they did not go in a single team dinner throughout the series.
Despite being offered a credit card to spend there. So those kind of things, it's not about, distractions and all that. It's about the team morale. It's when you're a team, probably you should stick around together. I'm no one to say that. This is just my opinion. From the outside, it looks like after a tough day's play, you sit and probably have a beer together. That will probably help you better than people going in different directions and then coming back the next day and then regathering their thoughts. And I think that's a better way to look at it. As in, from my own perspective, listeners, our viewers and listeners can have different perspective on this. But that's my personal take on what has been done by the BCCI.
And I believe BCCI has been very, very lenient. If a player is going to get married, he gets those leaves. Anybody should get a leave. I'm not saying people should not get leaves. If a player's wife is expecting a child, he gets leaves. If a player is injured, he wants some leave, he will get that leave. If a player is tired, then the workload management thing is done. Yeah. So BCCI has been lenient.
One guy said he was not mentally ready for it, and then you guys...
Oh, you're talking about Ishan Kishan.
Not taking anyone's name.
When you are saying this, you should be very, very specific. You're talking about people.
This is Sledging group, right? Sledge.
Yeah. Why are you not taking names, Akshay?
Does BCCI have a paternity, as in maternity or paternity policy? As in, like, I don't know, but they are very lenient with that.
Yeah, they are very lenient.
But like, since you guys did not ask me, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's a terrible call. It's BCCI has found the easy way out. Okay. When we were on a winning run and this culture was changed to bring families in, it was praised. It was looked as a progressive step because the 11 months of the year, these guys stay out. They don't meet their families on a regular basis. Now, we have suddenly gone back on that culture change, blaming the wives and the families, blaming the wives and the families by saying that almost it feels like they are the reason for this whole conundrum, which it is not. It's the on-field issues that we have had. My problem is that when you could have been more vociferous, like Jesha was last year, by saying that no, 23rd ko Ranji match hai, you have to play. Instead, you are taking a call on the families, reducing excess baggage, throwing out Gambhir's secretary, etc., etc. These are easy calls to make. And I just don't agree with this culture bit where these guys are already starved in terms of family time. Okay. Every single player across the world in any sport will say that my family time is precious. Even Cummins in this series multiple times has said that I am taking more breaks at this stage of my career because I lost my mom and I wasn't there for her. Yeah. And I simply don't. And we have to see cricketers as humans, right? That they are not just machines that are supposed to be on the field. They have a family, they have a child who have their own lives. Okay. So that needs to be supported. A 7-day meetup for a 2-week tour or whatever that is, it solves nobody's issues. It will end up being a whole Ishan Kishan thing where he gets carried across the year with the team, does not get to play any single game, and then he flips at one point saying that, listen, I am done. I am going to take my downtime now. When families are there, these situations can be better managed for the senior players.
I think, probably there are multiple ways to look at this.
Yeah, obviously, everybody
but
can have
my only remark is we have come down to this from a point where a captain didn't head back home for the birth of his daughter.
You're talking about your CSK man, MS Dhoni.
No,
Stop that CSK agenda, Akshay. Come on.
That was a proper joke. Don't take me seriously.
But how that outlook used to be such a pride involved in it. My
playing
daughter
for the country, kingship.
But how much that is frowned upon now, saying that that is it is a personal call, but that's probably not what the norm should be. Because it's a very important point of somebody's life. I'm Saurav as a kid. I mean, we probably don't feel that emotion, but on a day, every time you go back home, how do you feel when you see your kid? Imagine missing his birth, man.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
That's terrible, right? So that culture is now
But
frowned
you know
upon.
what?
Why are we going back to it?
In my case,
Yeah.
I have to face terrible people like you in office. So it's better that I go home and I meet my kid.
Kingshuk, that's not the point. But you're playing for
Office
your
kid
country.
and home.
What bigger is anything than the country?
Yeah, so I always think that that's a part of my life, right? That's a part of cricketer's life. Again,
And BCCI is not even a national sports body. Do you know that? You're playing for a
body.
private entity.
Private entity.
Yes.
Probably a private club.
Yeah. Let's not get into those things.
Yeah.
There's the point to it.
Yeah.
But jokes apart, it can be looked at in multiple ways.
Yeah.
And I hope our listeners and readers were able to separate what was joke and what was not in the last.
But add to this
10,
in the
15
comments
minutes.
if you can. We would want to hear
That
that.
will get in the comments.
Comment
We'll read and
section.
we'll know what they understood, what they did not.
Yeah, great. Moving on, guys.
Yeah.
More serious matter. Or I don't know whether this is more serious than that. I don't want to make any politically incorrect statement today.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Champions Trophy squad, India, unlike the last few times, are going to announce it a little bit later than the other teams. Sources have told India Today that the meeting has been pushed to the weekend of 18th and 19th, when probably a few other teams announced it on 12th. Like Australia have announced it, New Zealand, South Africa. Pakistan haven't announced it, right?
Pakistan and India are the only two teams who have not announced it yet.
Yeah.
6 teams have done so already.
Oh, it's just an 8-team tournament, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Champions Trophy.
When the World Cup is itself 12 teams, Champions Trophy
cricket.
can only be 8 teams. Yeah, but guys, I heard a very interesting point a couple of days back when I was asked whether Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are certainties for Champions Trophy. I didn't see merit in that point because aren't they what do you think? Should we discuss and debate their places in the Champions Trophy squad?
It's foolish if we debate that, if you ask me. Champions Trophy is not Test cricket.
Yeah.
It's white ball cricket, ODIs. Yes, when they last played at an ODI series for India, it was 7 months back, and they were not at the best of their powers. It was a Sri Lanka series which we lost 3-0. Rohit and Gambhir's first series together as coach and captain. But before that, when they played the ODI World Cup, yes, that World Cup was more than 1 year ago. But still, when they played that, they were at the peak of their powers. Fitness-wise, technique-wise, and they were scoring runs.
Yeah.
They were not just scoring runs, they were creating records for fun. So these two players, you can come and question their spot in Test cricket. They've already retired from T20Is. I don't see any merit in questioning their place from the ODI squad, especially for the Champions Trophy. Rohit should be the captain. Virat should be playing at number 3 for you in this Champions Trophy. End of the debate for me.
I mean, since there is a delay, there is definitely one conjecture at least that the BCCI is thinking about. For me, I thought that the 2023 final squad is your essential Champions Trophy squad. उसमें क्या ही change करना है?
Yes.
Shubman Gill or Jaiswal will come in place of Kishan, and Hardik Pandya is set for the all-rounders
Shubman Gill
load.
was already there.
Yeah. So I'm saying Gill or Jaiswal for the opening spot, whatever you think like, right? Everybody is a certainty, and maybe off chance Nitish Kumar Reddy gets in.
Okay, yeah.
What else can you do with that squad? I thought this squad is like our ODI squad. I thought was the best set to be announced at any point of the year.
Exactly, that's what I believe.
My question is, when you played in 2023, you had a fit Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah.
Now you don't have, there are reports saying that his injury is a little more serious than what they thought in the 5th test in Sydney.
Yeah.
And he might have to consult some experts to figure it out. Would you want to risk him for this Champions Trophy? How would you handle Saurabh? Like we, in the previous episodes of Sledging Room, have stressed that Bumrah played those 2 tests against Bangladesh, and then those two of those 3 tests against New Zealand. 4 tests in 5 matches in a home season. I couldn't understand that.
Yeah.
And then he went to Australia.
Played all 5 test matches.
Played all 5 test matches. Broke down in the 5th test. If he had played, probably India would have had a better chance to win. I'm not saying that they would have won, defending 160 odd runs. Now, with the IPL, with the Champions Trophy and a 5 test series in England coming up, and with all these talks about Bumrah becoming your next test captain, how would you handle him? I'm not just talking about the Champions Trophy point of view, but how would you handle him?
You want to take this one first?
Yeah, why not? So if you're talking about Bumrah, he's a national asset. Virat Kohli has confirmed it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And everybody across the world, even when we lost the series, people like Michael Clark came out and said, "He's right now the best ever, right now, because you are playing 3 different formats, all format pacer present in the world.
Yeah.
When you have a guy like that, you will protect him. This coach and captain duo have not protected Bumrah. They threw him at every dice.
Yeah.
Right? There was no need, absolutely needless to play him that series against Bangladesh. You could have played Siraj. Arshdeep could have been brought into the mix. Now when you
There
know
was
that
Yash Dayal and all of them in
now,
the squad, but they
now-
are nowhere to be seen now.
Exactly. Now when you know that he's carrying a back injury, supposedly, because he did not play the day 4th of
Day
the last
3.
test.
It
Day
didn't
3
go
and
beyond
day
day
4.
3.
Yeah, he did not even bowl.
Day
after-
2 and day 3, he
Yeah.
didn't bowl. Yeah.
So when you know that
Saurabh still doesn't want to think that it ended inside 3 days.
3 days.
He's like, okay, 5th day. ठीक है, Sydney
ठीक है,
test.
मतलब, yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
I can't change that.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about Bumrah, Champions Trophy for me is a good tournament, but it's not that important a tournament where a guy like Bumrah should be.
Are you saying this because India lost to Pakistan in the 2017 final?
No, when India won against England in 2013, even then I felt that Champions Trophy is not very important.
Yeah.
It is a tournament which has been easily carried.
Yeah.
Cricket is the only sport where you have 2 different World Cups, then you have a Champions Trophy. You don't need is Champions Trophy.
The World Cup itself is a Champions Trophy. When you just playing 12 teams, 14 teams.
So, first of all, this Bumrah should not even be part of that Champions Trophy squad. Because, as it has happened,
But
Bumrah will play every IPL match.
Yeah.
He will play every IPL match if he's fit. And he will be fit for that IPL.
But what if Bumrah has these aspirations, Saurabh? Like, Dhoni won the Champions Trophy.
Yeah.
You say that as a captain, he won all 3 ICC titles.
So that you
Now
can
Rohit-
again later write that 10 year पहले एक ICC tournament जीता था, which was Champions Trophy.
नहीं, तो
No,
मेरा
but
simple है.
now Virat and Rohit will say, oh, we won the T20 World Cup, we won the Champions Trophy twice, and we won the ODI World Cup, which, okay, probably for Rohit it has not
No,
happened.
so
But why will Bumrah not have these personal ambitions?
No, you
Why
decide.
will he say that, okay, I don't want to play 5 tests in England? and
Because
I want
Bumrah
play
has to take care of his body.
Yeah.
He has to
No,
have
what
a long,
if he
long
says, I
career.
want to play Champions Trophy and I don't
If
want to
he
play 5
wants to
tests in
play,
England?
Then there are people sitting in the BCCI, in the NCA, who have to decide, because he's heading to NCA supposedly, right?
Yeah.
So NCA will decide how fit he is.
No,
to
if
play.
if Bumrah wants to probably
No,
play,
that is his call.
win an ICC
That
tournament.
is his call. That is a team management call. That is because I am just presenting my point of view.
Yeah.
Because for me, Bumrah is that important. I will not risk him in Champions Trophy. What if he plays 2 matches and then again the breakdown happens?
Tomorrow, people with stats.
And Bumrah missed a complete year, a whole year,
course.
because of
The
an
back
injury, a
injury,
back
yeah.
injury.
Yeah.
Why will you risk him again?
Yeah.
You see what Pakistan is suffering with Shaheen Shafridi.
Yeah, because see, tomorrow people will come and say,
Yeah.
Dhoni won 3 ICC titles, Virat hasn't won
People
anything,
can-
so he's a better test captain.
People can come and say whatever they want.
Of course.
Pe-
Jokes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
But I think any player has an aspiration to like win as many trophies as they can, right?
Yeah.
I have never heard any player go and say that I have won 35 bilateral trophies, so I am the greatest ever. It's about Champions Trophy. That's what you have to show for at the end of the career. Not Champions Trophy, ICC trophies.
Yeah.
That's what you have to show for, right?
Yeah.
So if Bumrah wants to play,
Yeah.
he plays. And I think the Indian team would also prioritize an ICC tournament over anything else. My problem is that I have always argued that no pacer should play 5 tests in a 5 test series.
Exactly.
That's just a terrible call.
Exactly.
Remember 2021 in Australia, a random pacer would come and pick wickets. How have we gone from that as a nation of a pace battery, and we have been reduced to Bumrah, and then we will see what happens.
Because we are not giving chances. Because there are
See.
players who are picked in the squad. They are part of the 11. No, part of the 15-member squad. They bowl in the nets, but they are not picked in the playing 11.
Yeah.
Arshdeep is one of those rare pacers who got a chance.
That's why I agree with you, Saurabh. Like, I don't see the need for Bumrah in the Champions Trophy squad.
And you know what?
Like, unless and until he wants to play the tournament.
Because I remember, Akshay, 5 days ago or 6 days ago, I was having a talk with you about the Champions Trophy, and you told me, and you were right, that when you're playing in Dubai, how many pacers do you need in the playing 11?
Yeah.
2 pacers. Siraj and Arshdeep can do that. Shami is back. So he's back in the T20 squad.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll be fit for that. Shami and Arshdeep, Shami or Siraj, Shami, Arshdeep and Siraj if you need 3 pacers. Why do you need Bumrah?
Yeah.
In a 50-over Champions Trophy,
Yeah.
you have guys like Kuldeep coming in.
And you're
Chakravarthy is there.
forgetting the new ball bowler.
Hardik Pandya. He is there.
Yeah.
And
7 overs.
I'm reading reports that Nitish Kumar Reddy will also be playing. They might draft him. कितने fast bowler चाहिए
But
आपको?
I think like if you don't have Bumrah, who has a back issue, I think your bowling's quite undercooked because...
No, but how long will you keep saying that, I
No,
need Bumrah to make this...
Yeah, exactly. But I
attack look
also
potent.
agree with that assessment of yours that how many pacers do you need? You don't need 3
But
pacers.
probably in February, I'm not very sure
in
about
Dubai.
the weather there.
No, you need 3 pacers.
Yeah.
And then you have Hardik Pandya.
Yeah, you don't need 4.
You will,
Exactly.
You will play back-to-back matches. The pitches will get tired.
And already the ILT20 is going on
Exactly.
there. And Dubai is hosting matches.
Yeah.
So pitches will be a relatively tired by the time...
So what you will have is that Mohammad Shami, who we don't know how he's going to show up.
Yeah.
We don't have any other premium ODI pacer.
Siraj is an premium ODI pacer.
Siraj
is
workload
a
issues
Sri
because
Lanka.
he's bowled the most overs.
He has bowled, but he's a workhorse.
So that's another thing that I think will happen in the next few months is that Siraj is going to get injured invariably. Just because for the number of overs that he's bowled.
See,
that is what I'm saying.
Yeah, as in like, we are not wishing that upon anything, but his workload has also has to be managed properly.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise he's a workhorse, he'll tirelessly bowl, but not with a lot of efficiency.
And this is where I am saying you have Arshdeep, Shami is returning.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Blood someone like Harshit Rana in.
You have people.
Yeah, why not? Prasidh Krishna, has he not played ODIs for you before?
Why not play them?
After a good Australia-Sydney test, whatever you have your opinions, Kingshuk, but these 2 young pacers took their chances in Australia.
Yeah.
Will you not say that? Harshit Rana in Perth was very good. Prasidh Krishna in Sydney was very good. Why not? But he kind of gave you hope in that last innings for that brief moment when you sat and thought, okay, we could...
Prasidh Krishna gave me hope after
we
making
need
lose
to get over this obsession of Jasprit Bumrah or Inshallah.
Exactly.
We need
Yeah.
Bowlers coming up and taking up responsibilities.
Was that not happening under Bharat Tarun?
It was.
You said
That
some
is
random
exactly
bowlers,
what-
but
that's
T. Natarajan
exactly what.
Yeah.
made his debut across all formats. So Shardul Thakur was used wonderfully well as a
Siraj
support
Siraj
bowler.
made his debut.
Siraj made his debut
Siraj
there.
was not nowhere to be seen before
What
that.
I have also been hearing is
there,
that
there was one
Bumrah,
there was one Navdeep Saini. There was so many pacers who were
is
coming
there.
in.
Still is
Navdeep
Navdeep
Saini is
Saini.
still here, but
Still
nobody
is.
was very easy.
But look, one of the things that I have been hearing is that Bumrah will skip the group stages of the Champions Trophy.
And then there are like 2 matches.
And then there are 2 matches, right?
Yeah.
So again, you are thinking that if India bowl very well and Bumrah is fit for the knockouts, then Bumrah again gets shooed into the side, which I agree that India don't need. How many paces do you need in that?
You also have Mukesh Kumar.
Yeah.
Mukesh Kumar.
Mukesh Kumar, yes, of course. Yes,
Why not?
The
Bat them.
second Mukesh caught Virat's edge in the practice game.
So that is what I am saying.
Yeah. Like, yes.
Bumrah is your
National
prize,
treasure.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Protect him as long as you can.
So नेशनल ट्रेजर को चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी नहीं खिलाओगे, IPL 14 मैच खिलाओगे, ये बोल रहे हो?
IPL खेलेगा वो भाई,
have to
BCCI
play IPL. It's you and I
BCCI
know.
product, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's IPL is probably.
And then
it's
IPL
paying them money.
You have to bowl 4 overs.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you would have to be certain kind of naive to think Bumrah is not going to play most of the matches in the IPL.
Yeah.
Right.
And IPL में you have to bowl 4 overs. Bumrah has not played any T20 series, right?
Imagine-
since the
imagine-
T20 World Cup final, he has not played any T20 match.
No.
Fine.
Yeah.
So you have bowlers stepping up in absence of Bumrah.
Yeah.
ODI में भी लेकर आओ.
And that perhaps should stay that way. Somebody like Trent Bolt, who does not bowl for majority of the year for the Kiwis, he comes into the ICC tournaments,
Yes.
bowls absolute guns in power play and gets the job done. Maybe that's one of the ways that India could look at this thing.
Yeah.
So
imagine,
you
imagine. Thankfully, Rohit Sharma is not Mumbai Indians captain. Otherwise, he would have bowled 8 overs in a match from Bumrah.
Okay. So,
And Hardik is the captain. That's a plus.
so he will start
Bowling 4 overs at the start.
Then they have Deepak Chahar, Trent Bolt.
Trent Bolt.
बुमराह को बोलेगा just 2 ओवर कर रहा है लास्ट में, आप अभी रुक जाओ.
Exactly. Hopefully, Hardik gets praised for his workload management of Bumrah, how he manages Bumrah.
So you both agree that Bumrah, if he's not fit, and if he's half fit also, he should not play Champions Trophy.
Don't risk him.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Rishabh Pant? Who should be your wicketkeeper in the Champions Trophy? Because
See,
KL Rahul
Rishabh was not there.
KL Rahul was the wicketkeeper in that
Yeah, Rishabh-
ODI World Cup. Okay.
Yeah.
Ishan Kishan was their backup keeper. Samsung has performed in T20Is.
Yeah.
In ODIs, we still don't know what he will do. So, will you have Rishabh Pant in the squad?
Simple choice. Rishabh Pant is my first choice wicketkeeper in the 11. For me.
On
Because
what logic are you saying this?
Before he got injured, before that ODI World Cup,
Yeah.
he was not a T20 player.
Yeah.
But he was making his mark in ODIs.
How many matches did he win you in ODIs?
A fair few, as in like he was.
See,
Give me an alternate. As in, to me,
to be very fair,
yeah.
Pant won you one ODI against England where he scored 100. Apart from that, he was an absolute, not failure, I will say.
He wanted to say trash and then backed out.
Yeah, because he was very, very mediocre. Very, very mediocre.
In ODI cricket.
Yeah. And for me, Rishabh Pant can't be your.
So are you saying that Pant is a mediocre in T20Is, trash in T20I, mediocre in ODI, and now currently mediocre in tests?
He's not mediocre in tests.
Currently?
No, he's not. He's not been backed enough in tests. How he has to play. Because there is a clarity of thought has to be there when you're playing test cricket. And when Rishabh Pant is playing, he does not get it with this
Pant is
score.
a direct entry in the Champions Trophy
No,
squad,
no,
yaar.
Yeah.
So
But
who's
not in the
KL
playing 11.
Rahul is the playing 11.
Yeah.
KL Rahul plays
And
in the
Samsung
middle
for me.
order.
And Samsung.
And for me, it's Pant.
KL Rahul, after what he did on November 19, how are you guys backing him?
What
for
about
a
the rest
spot?
of your guys?
So was KL Rahul the only guy who made a mistake in that game?
Again,
And to
you are
say-
again
and to come out
scapegoating
and-
the wife.
And to come out and say that I am, to come out and say that I thought of attacking Mitchell Stark that day.
Yeah.
Even if you watched ball by ball highlights, there was no intent from KL Rahul that
I
day.
agree with whatever you're saying. What did
Then
Surya Kumar Yadav do?
by that logic, yes, exactly. By that logic, Surya Kumar Yadav
Look
gets dropped.
ahead, yaar. When
Oh,
you're
wait, Surya Kumar Yadav is
when
dropped,
you're
right?
saying,
Huh?
Surya Kumar Yadav is dropped. He is not going to play in ODI.
Yeah.
when you are
I'm just asking
saying,
him.
when you're saying, Saurabh, look ahead, look at other
I-
options. Don't depend on Bumrah too much.
Yeah.
Why keep going back to KL Rahul?
Because KL Rahul is fit. And he will score runs at number 5. He's better than Rishabh Pant in ODIs.
So give me your 11 then.
Okay, so
Fit everyone in and then give me.
okay, my playing 11 is simple.
Don't forget
Injured
the
11 or
don't
fit 11?
Playing 11.
playing
for
11.
Champions
Don't,
Trophy.
don't forget the guy who people are forgetting, Shreyas Iyer.
No,
He should
I will
be-
not forget.
Yeah.
Let me name the playing 11.
Yeah.
So it has to be Gill and Rohit opening for me. Virat at number 3. Shreyas Iyer at number 4. Then I will have Hardik Pandya. And then I will have KL Rahul. Then I will have Akshar Patel. How many players are there?
7 ho gaya.
7.
Okay. Then I'll have Kuldeep Yadav. Then I have Arshdeep, Shami,
And Bumrah.
and no, I will not play Bumrah. I will have Siraj.
Harshit Rana. Okay.
Or whatever
Yeah,
paces.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Fully agree.
So no
We have
left-hander,
finally agreed
left-hander in
on
the top
something.
6.
No, Akshar Patel is there.
Where will you bat him?
He can bat at number 4. He can bat at number 3. He can bat any position. you need him.
Already your team is confused.
No, it's not confused. How is it confused?
You don't know the conditions in
No,
Dubai.
Rohit Sharma
you keep
came out
using
and
him
said-
as a
Rohit
floater.
Sharma came out and said
that
one
I
year.
and Virat will bat at the same spot.
Yeah.
Everyone else has to be rotating.
Exactly.
Yeah. You are endorsing that now.
Yeah, so what are you saying? What is your playing 11 then?
Simple.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
Rohit,
Okay.
Jaiswal.
I probably would go for a Jaiswal over
Okay,
Gill.
Gil should be thrown out of ODI. It's fine. The only format
Gill
where he
backup
thrives.
opener.
Vice captain.
Gill as a
He's a
backup
vice
opener.
captain, by the
Gill
way.
starts as a backup opener.
He's a vice captain. You drop the vice captain.
Yeah,
Okay.
the captain dropped himself, so that's
Yeah.
fine, right?
When he failed, Gill
Yeah.
has not failed in ODIs.
Okay. My would be, you asked for my 11, let me answer it. If
Yeah,
you want
please,
to poke
please.
into it, do
Please,
it.
please.
Rohit, Yashasvi,
Yeah.
Virat,
Yeah.
Shreyas,
Yeah.
Pant,
Yeah.
Hardik,
Okay.
Aksar,
Okay.
Jaddu Kuldeep, and then 2 pacers.
Jaddu.
Jaddu Kuldeep and then 2 pacers.
What about you, Kingshu?
Yeah, whatever you said. I was
Shit.
fine with that.
You
I
made
was
the
fine with
most
that.
bizarre
So
calls.
I will
Yeah.
remove one pacer from your lineup because
Yeah.
Hardik's there, and I'll add one spinner.
Okay, you will have
Who will
to
that- who will that spinner
Washington
be?
Sundar or Chakravarthy.
Yeah, something like that. So it's gonna be 2 finger spinners and 1 wrist spinner.
Okay.
Wrist spinner is Kuldeep, settled every single match.
By
you
the
have
way,
to play.
Varun Chakravarthy also is probably a wrist spinner only.
I don't agree to the Varun
Wrist spinner
Chakravarthy
or
call because
leg-
it's verified
You know-
that he gets an injury every time he bowls more than 4 overs. He's web splits.
Yeah.
Finger ka web splits. So he should not be in the contention anywhere in the ODI squad. Fix him at T.
Our physio has spoken his
Yeah,
splits.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah. But why not Jadeja then? As in, like, I'm asking you guys this
Jadeja
question.
who?
I'm just
That fraud.
Yeah. But why are we not going for him in ODIs?
Who, Jadeja?
Well, Akshar's a better player, man.
They're past Jadeja.
I am still saying that
No, they are
play
past
Aksar
Jadeja.
and Jadeja both.
No, both
Washi
can't play
Sundar
together.
क्यों नहीं खेलेगा? Like, if you can argue that.
How is he a better attacking bowler than Jadeja? What does he add more?
He's
to
a much
the team?
better batter than Jaddu. And
In
you
ODIs,
have
in ODIs,
attacking
yeah.
option in Kuldeep.
In ODIs he is.
Yeah.
Aksar is perhaps equally good a bowler as Jaddu. I mean, where do you exactly need him?
How about playing Chahal, Kuldeep and Aksar?
You can play anyone you want.
Yeah. But the criteria for the bowler, even if you're Shane Warne, your batting average should be more than 30. That's when you pick a bowler.
That
in
is
the
for
team.
Test cricket.
Shane Warne would have
Even
been
in
dropped.
ODIs.
Shane Warne would have been dropped by this Indian team.
Saying
because
that you
he-
don't bat well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You don't bat well. We don't want ball of the century and all that. Give us 30 quick runs in the
Yeah,
lower
because the
down
top
the
order
order.
is shit, right?
Because Rohit and Virat can't hold the bat.
And
Okay.
also, like, wait, so it's a 15-member squad for every team, right?
Yeah.
Because I
No,
got
you can
confused since.
reserves लेके जा सकते हैं, ऐसे
No,
नहीं
so
कि-
I got confused because Australia released the 15-member provisional squad.
Yeah, that's what
Because
you
you
call
have
it.
got-
Do you have to trim it down further?
No, no,
You can change
make
your
a
squad.
change.
Acha.
Yeah.
So if everything
So-
is a provisional
Yeah,
squad only.
yeah.
Okay,
Jake
got it.
Fraser Megak is coming back.
So 5 weeks before the tournament, you had to announce the squad,
Yeah,
and
and
I think the next week
until
you can trim your squad. You can change the players if you want.
So tell me this: do you guys see Nitish Reddy getting into the 15? Like, how does that work?
I don't see a place for him in the 11.
I also don't
11,
see
15.
I don't-
There's a wasted spot in the 15 then.
I don't see a place, but looking at how Gambhir is looking towards Nitish Reddy, oh my God, Hardik Pandya and Nitish Reddy both.
I mean, he did do well. So
He did do well, but with the ball he has not given us much.
Then simple
And we have better
solution.
batters than Nitish Reddy
Simple
in our
solution.
playing
Play
11.
one pacer, play 2 all-rounders, pace bowling all-rounders.
Gone, khatam. Champions Trophy छोड़ो, group exit khatam.
Yeah.
can we not go with one pacer plus one Hardik plus 3 spinners? Can that
That
work?
will be too much. That will be too much. You don't know
On
how the pitch
whom?
is
On
going to
whom?
be.
Kinshuk,
Acha,
why are we as in like the team management? I think slowly the thought is trickling in. I don't want to take 10 wickets, but I want to score those 30 extra runs. No,
Spinner de dega, 3 spinner.
get a peak Siraj, bowl Sri Lanka out for
The
50.
Siraj isn't yet peak. 160
Yeah.
overs is bowled.
That's what I'm saying.
This
Think about bowling out oppositions rather than scoring
And
those 30
before
extra
this
runs.
Champions Trophy squad, the ODI versus England ka squad to nikal do.
Same, I think.
They'll
It
have the
might be
same
very
squad
similar.
for both, I think.
I think there are reports saying
But
that
then that
KL
would not have Bumrah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KL Rahul probably has excused himself. He needs a paternity leave for that. But he'll probably be in contention for Champions Trophy. That's the only thing that's being said at the moment.
So what if Rishabh Pant comes and like blasts 300s against England?
No one's arguing against Rishabh Pant in the 15. It's about in the 11, I think. at
11
the
only
moment.
bol raha hu.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
KL comes and does well, he takes the place.
So the wicketkeeper spot is contentious.
Hmm.
Potentially the opening spot for Shubman Gill is contentious.
But I think Shubman should get a chance. As in, like, I would want Yashasvi to be tried at that spot. Probably during the England ODIs at least.
Yeah.
Give him 1 or 2 ODIs there and see. Because I think probably one day might be Yashasvi's best format. He's...
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
like,
Gill's format is also ODIs.
Yeah.
He's the best when he's playing a 50-over game.
Yeah. Of course.
Because
He's
he's
done
Virat's mold of anchor,
Yeah.
Perhaps.
perhaps. Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting week ahead for us.
Yeah. Hopefully the BCCI doesn't do 11 o'clock late night shift with the squad
Oh,
announcement.
fuck. I am there,
And
then you are
hopefully-
there.
Yeah.
So-
But it's fine. But quickly before we go, Kingshuk, Saurabh, your thoughts on the Champions Trophy squad. What would be the ideal makeup for it? Like we discussed the 11 last time.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a squad, a makeup of the squad? Like who are your surprise picks? Do you have any surprise picks then? Like out of the box pick.
So I will look at that team that played the 50-over final. Okay,
Yeah.
that squad. You remove Ishan Kishan from that.
Surya
you remove Bumrah from that. You remove Surya Kumar Yadav from that. 3 players gone. Now you bring in Rishabh Pant as a backup keeper. Ishan Kishan ki jagah pe. Then you bring in someone like Arshdeep at the place of Bumrah. Okay. Now one spot remains, which is Surya Kumar Yadav spot.
Two more remain.
One.
15 number ke liye one spot remains. Or two more.
Two more remain.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 more spots remains. So I will have a Varun Chakravarthy in that squad, and then I will have probably I will have a Nitish Kumar Reddy. That is what I will have, because Varun Chakravarthy, if the pitches help the spinners, and why I'm having Varun Chakravarthy is because Kuldeep Yadav still not fit for the T20I series against
We
England.
still don't know.
How fit is he?
If Kuldeep doesn't play, it's a headache. It's a big
Exactly.
headache.
And then you can have, then you have to have a finger spinner, which they are saying Varun Chakravarthy is, and then he might play. And apart from that, yeah, these are the only things which is, yeah. So you have Rishabh Pant for me, you will have Nitish Kumar Reddy, Varun Chakravarthy, and then Arshdeep Singh. What about you?
Surprise pick.
Yeah.
Jasprit Bumrah.
So he's there for you.
The surprise pick is Jasprit Bumrah,
Yeah.
subject to fitness.
Yeah.
That star
Yeah.
mark will be there. Another surprise pick is Harshit Rana because I know he's going to be there for no reason at all.
Yeah.
Don't discredit people like that.
I'm not discrediting anyone. I'm discrediting the process.
Yeah.
Get my point? So Rishabh Pant 100% and pacer Arshdeep Singh. Bas. Or to any other changes I don't need. Varun Chakravarthy I am hell bent against.
So we both have decided that there is no Jaiswal in that squad.
There is no Jaiswal in that squad. No.
For us. What would you Akshay?
Not even as a backup. Who will be a backup opener then? KL Rahul.
Yeah.
Slot him either there. Middle order or top order.
Yeah.
Again, problem
simple.
here also.
And maybe like since it's UAE, if the pitches are very slow, they might just open with Virat and Rohit to give them the best overs.
What would you Akshay?
For me, no KL Rahul in the 15.
No KL in 15.
Sanju Samson is your backup wicketkeeper.
On what ground?
Wait, when you say such things, you have to explain why.
On what grounds?
Take his stat before the 2023 ODI World Cup. He
Whose
was
stat?
your most consistent ODI batter.
Where was he scoring runs?
And you didn't pick him
Where
in the
was he
squad.
scoring runs?
South Africa.
In Zimbabwe.
You didn't pick him in the squad.
Because he's not good enough.
Wait, he was injured.
Harshit Rana can be
where
picked
KL
for a
Rahul
test
was
team.
injured.
Where will he play? Will you play him as an opener? He has never
Backup
batted.
wicketkeeper.
Backup wicketkeeper
Whether we
kahan
need
se lao
that spot if Pant is not
Okay,
available
so-
to play.
You are saying Rishabh Pant is going to be
Yeah, I have told that.
Okay,
earlier.
yeah.
Who is your second keeper?
Sanju Samson.
Okay.
And
May God help Indian team.
Yeah.
If Akshay is the selector. Again.
Go ahead.
My surprise pick would be Karun Nair. Instead of getting KL Rahul there, give Karun Nair a go in the middle order. Why not? He has scored truckloads of runs for you in Vijay Hazare.
Okay.
If you want to credit that, if you want to give him...
No, did you create a Bhimanyu Ishwaran in the
No,
test
you
squad?
didn't do it, but have a chance to rectify it. Award
Not in an ICC tournament.
award
Exactly.
performances. Do it. Start with the England series. Start with the England
last
ODIs
time-
and then take it forward.
Okay.
Because the squad for both
Okay,
the
so you have
series...
picked Karun Nair, you have picked Samsung.
Yeah.
Two very bizarre calls.
Yeah.
And both are South
And
Indian, so I can
Arshdeep,
understand the calls.
And Arshdeep for sure. Arshdeep for
Also,
sure.
what is the Samsung
And
call
fourth.
based upon? Like,
And
what
fourth.
has he shown you in a 50-over game that you have picked him?
He is
T20
ready for the long haul. He is scoring big hundreds in T20.
And Akshay,
If
fourth pick.
Nitish Rana can be picked, if Harshit Rana can be picked for a test match, looking at 4 overs in a T20 match.
Exactly.
Do the same for
Okay,
Samson.
and what is the fourth pick? We all have named four picks. He named four. You have named three only.
Arshdeep,
Samson and Karun.
And who's fourth?
Rishabh Pant.
I need
Oh,
Kuldeep.
yes,
Rishabh Pant.
See, if Kuldeep
Then
is
he has
not...
named five because we had KL Rahul. He removed KL Rahul from the playing 11.
Right.
Yeah, if Kuldeep is not playing, I'm not very sure who is your spinner there. As in, like, I'm very...
Tanush Kotian.
At this rate, probably you will call back Pragyan Oja.
That
Or Amit Mishra.
Or Amit Mishra.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like, don't have a bias while judging my calls. Sit back after this podcast.
Yeah.
Sit back and think. I would have made sense. Probably I would have made sense. You guys
Whenever I'm on the podcast and I speak, I believe I'm making sense.
Like
yeah.
I
But
realize
that's why I'm
it-
saying go
Yeah.
back.
Like whoever's
Listen to
watching
it
this
again.
on YouTube,
Yeah.
since we cannot go back in moments, please watch it and leave your comments
Yeah.
on what Akshay has been calling.
Samson, Yashashvi as my backup opener. I said Yashashvi as my backup opener.
Okay, so you didn't
Shubman
do
is my backup opener. Yeah. Yashashvi
Everyone
plays
is a
in
backup opener. Rohit opens alone.
my surprise picks will be Rohit
Okay.
and Virat. On that.
Fine, perfect.
Yeah, but I think this is the episode where we would love, your opinion, your comments on whatever the BCCI has said. As in, like, sources have claimed that BCCI has clamped down, trying to cut the superstar culture. What do you think about it? Whether it's right or not, and also please give your picks for the Champions Trophy squad. We have made our suggestions, however bizarre it might look. You can also chime in, chip in. You can send in your feedback on 8588966996. If you're watching us on YouTube, like we always say, please leave your comments. If you're listening to us on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast or Spotify, please do rate us. Thanks. Have a great week.